for your trade and hassle-free credit approval at JeepCheap.com. Late model F-150 Super Crew, deeply discounted. Thompson, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Fiat makes certified pre-owned buying easy.
News Channel 6 and Pinnacle Bank have teamed up to help you get financially fit. Visit WJBF.com/finance to learn the basics of money management, from saving and budgeting to planning for the future. Get financially fit with Pinnacle Bank.
Good morning, Augusta. Weekday mornings on News Channel 6.
Get clear, accurate stories that don't waste your time at WJBF.com.
Now, on News Channel 6 at 5, Aiken County leaders discussing wastewater, how a new commission could affect your bill, as your News at 5 starts now.
Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6 at 5.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Brad Means. We do thank you for joining us. Coverage you can count on begins with the runoff for Augusta mayor, now less than 24 hours away. Both candidates making their final. It is time now for our first check of the weather, and for that we want to check in with our chief meteorologist, Jenna Petracci, on this Monday, where it was a little bit milder, it felt like.
Yeah, not a bad day, Brad. Definitely better than yesterday. Of course, yesterday was a very hot and humid day, and we also had scattered showers and storms that produced a decent amount of damage across the CSRA, led to power outages. But right now on our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam, we're actually seeing some sunshine here in Augusta. And as for those temperatures, most of us are in the 80s, 87 in Louisville, 86 in Augusta, Allendale a bit hotter at 90 degrees, 85 in Crawfordville, and 88 in Aiken. The dew points are also not as high as they have been lately. We're down to the mid-60s in a lot of spots. And you can see here on satellite and radar, we have showers and storms to the south of us. These are a little bit strong. We have a couple special weather statements, nothing severe. And this is going to continue to weaken as it moves up towards the north. So I am expecting some rain tonight. It's mostly going to be in our southern line counties. So the majority of the evening staying dry and partly cloudy, dropping to 80 by 9 p.m. But more rain is definitely on the way. We have a 60% chance of it on Tuesday, lower chances Wednesday and Thursday, but then things could get interesting as we go into the end of the week as we are tracking the tropics. I'll have more details on that coming up shortly, but back to you, Brad.
All right, Jenna, thank you. A Bamberg County man is in jail after a deadly shooting. He's 21-year-old Zacharias Dupree, charged with murder, attempted murder, robbery, and weapons charges. Warrants say Dupree and Josh Weatherspoon were trying to rob Javier Anderson during a drug deal. Anderson and Witherspoon were killed during the incident. Dupree is being held in the Bamberg County Jail. Registration for the Richmond County Sheriff's Office's free youth basketball camp is now open. It's a two-day event, July 21st and 22nd at Laney High School, open to any Richmond County students 7 to 16 years old. They'll focus on basketball skills, leadership, and mentorship.
The kids often see police officers in the neighborhood, so this gives them a little more,
November general election. It is time now for our first check of the weather, and for that we want to check in with our chief meteorologist, Jenna Petracci, on this Monday, where it was a little bit milder, it felt like.
Yeah, not a bad day, Brad. Definitely better than yesterday. Of course, yesterday was a very hot and humid day, and we also had scattered showers and storms that produced a decent amount of damage across the CSRA, led to power outages. But right now on our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam, we're actually seeing some sunshine here in Augusta. And as for those temperatures, most of us are in the 80s, 87 in Louisville, 86 in Augusta, Allendale a bit hotter at 90 degrees, 85 in Crawfordville, and 88 in Aiken. The dew points are also not as high as they have been lately. We're down to the mid-60s in a lot of spots. And you can see here on satellite and radar, we have showers and storms to the south of us. These are a little bit strong. We have a couple special weather statements, nothing severe. And this is going to continue to weaken as it moves up towards the north. So I am expecting some rain tonight. It's mostly going to be in our southern line counties. So the majority of the evening staying dry and partly cloudy, dropping to 80 by 9 p.m. But more rain is definitely on the way. We have a 60% chance of it on Tuesday, lower chances Wednesday and Thursday, but then things could get interesting as we go into the end of the week as we are tracking the tropics. I'll have more details on that coming up shortly, but back to you, Brad.
All right, Jenna, thank you. A Bamberg County man is in jail after a deadly shooting. He's 21-year-old Zacharias Dupree, charged with murder, attempted murder, robbery, and weapons charges. Warrants say Dupree and Josh Weatherspoon were trying to rob Javier Anderson during a drug deal. Anderson and Witherspoon were killed during the incident. Dupree is being held in the Bamberg County Jail. Registration for the Richmond County Sheriff's Office's free youth basketball camp is now open. It's a two-day event, July 21st and 22nd at Laney High School, open to any Richmond County student 7 to 16 years old. They'll focus on basketball skills, leadership, and mentorship.
The kids often see police officers in the neighborhood, so this gives them a little more, gives them a different perspective, and it lets them see that we're human, we're just like them, we dress like them, we look like them, and we enjoy a lot of the same things that they enjoy.
You can register through the Sheriff's Office Facebook page. Space is limited. A local food bank teaming up with gaming stores for a big fundraiser. From now until June 26th, the 3 stores are going to collect cash and canned goods to support families facing food insecurity. It's a fun competition to help everybody who needs a good meal.
Both us and Carver Castle are having our weekly submission, our weekly entries to events. Use donations instead. 1 can equals $1 toward the event. So 10 cans equals a free event entry for the week. On top of that, we have raffles for prizes throughout the week as well. You can do $5 raffle, and that gets you into an entry for a prize. Will be several prizes across both stores. All donations and all entries will go towards Golden Harvest Food Bank as well.
You can donate until Thursday. For more information about locations and how to take part, just go to WJBF.com. Hey, next time on Jenny, we're going to talk about the secret lives of babies. Why do newborns hold your finger? Why do babies love to play peekaboo? Well, our baby expert, Shannon Usher, owner of Peaceful Infant, goes over certain developmental milestones. We'll also talk about flathead syndrome and babies we see today in helmets. Shannon says putting a baby in a helmet is about more than aesthetics.
It changes the shape and function of the brain. So there's research to say that, like, hey, this is a real problem and we need to address it and fix it because it's impacting how the babies are developing and functioning. And so to your question about why the helmet is, yes, to help with that reshaping from an aesthetic standpoint as well as like a function standpoint. The way that the body's meant to be is in alignment. You want stability and for your head to be a nice round shape.
Shannon also tells us why a parent's best intentions could contribute to the flathead phenomenon. Plus, taking some of the stress out of your family vacation. Tuesday at 12:30 on Jenny. Aiken County leaders are considering the creation of a new wastewater services commission. Here's Aiken Bureau Chief Sean Cabbage-Stock.
This is something that may have actually proved useful if we had had it in prior years.
The ordinance will create a 9-member advisory wastewater commission at Aiken County. Each council member will appoint 1 voting member, and a chairman will appoint an additional 1. Representatives from Aiken, Edgefield, and Saluda counties will serve as non-voting members.
County council still retains the sovereign ability to, accept or reject any type of advice or recommendations from our boards and commissions.
The commission will review wastewater rates across the system and make recommendations to council.
Currently charging a little over $3 per 1,000 gallons. Folks, we sell it at wholesalers. They turn around and retail it to the customers, the individual businesses, and the individual homeowners with their markups on top of it.
The proposal follows debate over House Bill 5321 and future oversight of regional wastewater services.
Actually had an opportunity to sit down with some of the members of the legislative delegation who were willing to talk to us, and turns out that this was one of the asks that they had.
Leaders say it could have helped with past maintenance and expansion issues at the plant. County Council would take up the ordinance for the first reading Tuesday night. If approved, it would need 2 additional readings before becoming official. In Aiken County, I'm Aiken Bureau Chief Sean Cabbage-Stock, WJBF News Channel 6.
Coming up, World Cup fever comes to the Peach State. We'll have a live report from Atlanta next. You can feel the excitement coming from the state capitol. A lot of excitement back here at home as well, as there's a new person in charge of Augusta University athletics. He's Brent McMillan, just the 4th athletic director in the history of that college. McMillan officially starting his new role as AD June 8th, and today he was officially introduced in front of AU's staff. He graduated from Greenbrier High School, briefly went to AU before he wrapped up his degree at the University of Tennessee. He brings 13 years of athletics experience.
The one thing that I'm excited to help out with is I've always been in revenue generation, and I do come from the Division I kind of mid-major side, and we kind of have to hustle at that level. And you know, it's kind of similar challenges, similar to a good Division II, really. And what we have to do is find ways to not only attract top talent here, but we have to find a way to keep them.
President Russell Keene says he sure is excited to have McMillan as part of the family.
There are some thunderstorms to the south of us, and tonight we'll see some rain move in. Overall, Tuesday's looking pretty wet as well. And then we're also keeping an eye on the tropics, which could keep our weather pattern pretty unsettled throughout the remainder of the work week. I'll have your full Viper 6 forecast with all the details when we return.
Follow News Channel 6 on Instagram.
I was driving.
Attention viewers, CW6 is now available today on Fubo. It's never been easier to watch all your favorite CW shows, sports, talk, reality, and so much more. CW6. Watch it today on Fubo. The People's Court, weekday mornings at 10 on News Channel 6.
Welcome to Bluebell, USA. A magical town. Around here, everyone is happy. All the time. Because ice cream is the handheld device of choice. Can Bluebell ice cream really smooth out all life's wrinkles? We think it can. Bluebell, USA. Where happy happens.
Now, your most accurate forecast with WJBF Live Viper 6.
Welcome back. I hope you're having a nice start to the work week. You can see here on our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam that it's a dry day with a mix of sun and clouds. This is down in Allendale County. We're sitting in the 80s across the majority of the CSRA, 86 in Augusta, feeling just a couple degrees warmer than that. It's still muggy, but not as humid as it was a few days back. So dew points are in the 60s, winds are out of the west at 11 miles per hour. And you can see here we do have a couple spots, including Allendale, sitting at that 90-degree mark. But we're done with that heat wave that we were dealing with last week. Now we're switching gears, and we are entering a very unsettled weather pattern this week, which will definitely help us out with the drought we've been dealing with for months. You can see here on satellite and radar that we have a stalled frontal boundary across the area with showers and storms to the south of us. Now, these are moving up towards the north, so I am expecting some rain late tonight into the overnight hours, and there's a possibility of a few thunderstorms, but not expecting severe weather. Tomorrow is going to be a pretty wet day as well. We will be tracking showers and a few weak storms throughout the day. Temperature is even cooler, topping off in the lower 80s. Now, here's the setup. So we have this low pressure system also combined with a lot of tropical moisture coming in. So for your Tuesday, widespread rain chances, and like I mentioned, a few storms possible in our area, and then there will be an increased chance of flash flooding in places like central Alabama down towards the Texas coastline. And this is going to be a trend as we go into the rest of the week. So we're actually watching the tropics here. We've been talking about this for a while now. This started out as Tropical Storm Christina. That was a Pacific Basin storm, and it is still lingering as this broad area of low pressure and has a 40 to 50% chance of becoming our first tropical system over the next 2 days, and then over the next 7 days, that 50% chance. But really, this is going to happen Wednesday night into Thursday if it were to become that named storm. But let's start out with our futurecast for tonight. So we're dry over the next few hours. Then overnight, some light showers moving in, low chance of storms. Then as we go into tomorrow, a mostly dry start to our Tuesday, but then we'll have widespread rain as we get into tomorrow afternoon. Pockets of heavier rain, thunder, and lightning all possible, but I'm not expecting flooding or severe weather for our area. Now, as we zoom out here on Wednesday, a typical day, it's going to be pretty warm, and we'll have some scattered showers and storms into the afternoon, but you can really start to see this system moving inland as we get to Wednesday. So once again, if this were to become a named storm, it would be very short-lived since it is moving up inland, and then once it goes over land, it's losing those tropical characteristics. So regardless of this becoming a named storm or not, it is going to be an area of low pressure, and that's going to be a big rainmaker to the west of us. It's essentially merging with this frontal boundary here, and we're going to be tracking this possibly as early as Thursday here in the CSRA. Now, our Futurecast model has this moving in on Friday. I'm keeping rain chances at 40% on Thursday for now, 60% on Friday, and in our area, really expecting around an inch to maybe up to 2.5 inches of rainfall this week, but you can definitely see that more significant flooding threat is going to be to the west of us from Alabama down to that Texas coastline. So we'll be watching that for you closely this week and keep you updated. Expect the possibility of some breezy conditions and some isolated storms around Thursday and Friday. Then we will start to dry out over the weekend, and we're heating up, highs back into the lower 90s going into next week, Brad.
Yeah, knew they'd be back. Thank you, Jenna. Still ahead, the Cup to Carolina. We're going to hear from the winners of the Stanley Cup after the break.
For the dad who appreciates quality, style, and things built to last, celebrate this Father's Day with exceptional menswear, personalized service, and timeless gifts for every dad. Lionel Smith, limited to only the finest in men's clothing.
At Queen City Home Store in Aiken, we're
them and give it back to you.
Your most watched local news is getting a big plus.
WJBF 6 Plus, built for the way you watch.
The CSRA's trusted news source, now on demand.
Live Viper 6 weather when it matters most.
Streamed at any time, anywhere.
Plus, it's totally free. No subscription required.
WJBF 6 Plus is ready when you are. Download it free today on your favorite streaming device.
This Father's Day, give Dad something he'll wear with pride. From custom shirts and sport coats to premium casual wear and those famous Smitty ties, you'll find the perfect gift at Lionel Smith Limited. Limited to only the finest in men's clothing.
Last night, the Carolina Hurricanes were crowned Stanley Cup champions. Trevor Ault has the story.
The Carolina Hurricanes have won the Stanley Cup for the second time.
This morning, the Carolina Hurricanes are champions again.
Ehlers scores! Nikolai Ehlers!
Icing out the Golden Knights 3-0 to take home the Stanley Cup.
Hall scores! Ehlers scores! And the party is on! Hurdle stopped again!
And goalie Brandon Bussey making his first 3 postseason starts in the Stanley Cup final, winning all 3 games, including last night's shutout.
All season long, the Carolina Hurricanes have been a smothering defensive team at 5-on-5.
The Canes fans rocking Raleigh at hometown watch parties, celebrating, and on the ice, the Hurricanes with one last storm surge. And Rod Brindamore, who won the Cup as a player, now winning it as a coach.
And sticking with it. We know what we had here, and I did for sure, and the guys believed in it. That's the thing. It's all about leadership. I'm so happy for George Stahl. People got to see what I've known for forever, what kind of player he is, what kind of leader he is, and, I mean, here we go. He's finally rewarded.
Captain Jordan Stahl, scoring goals in 5 straight games at 37 years old, is the oldest to ever win the Conn Smythe Trophy as MVP. His brothers swarming him after the win, sharing in the excitement.
How's it feel to host the Cup? It's a dream come true. I mean, what an amazing feeling to build this culture and all these years grinding with this core group and just keep getting down and finally break through. It's a dream come true, and I'm just so blessed.
It had been 20 years since the Carolina Hurricanes won a Stanley Cup. It's not quite a New York Knicks length wait, but still plenty of time for the team and their fans to appreciate just how special this moment is. Trevor Ault, ABC News, Las Vegas.
That does it for us. There is more coverage you can count on at 5:30. As world leaders gather at the G7 summit in France, President Trump.
The Live Viper 6 Skyview Network, sponsored by Terry Lambert Hyundai. Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6 at 5:30.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Dee Griffin. Thanks so much for joining us. Topping today's local headlines, tomorrow, Georgia voters are heading back to the polls for the primary runoff elections. While voters, election voters, and workers and candidates prepare, Governor Brian Kemp is making his choice known in the race to replace him. In Aiken County, leaders are considering the creation of a new wastewater services commission. The commission would review wholesale and retail wastewater rates in the county. And Golden Harvest Food Bank is partnering with local game stores. It's all in an effort to address food insecurity. From now until June 26th, they will be collecting cash and canned goods to support families facing food insecurity. We'll have all of these stories and more at 6, but first, coverage you can count on continues with President Trump saying a deal to end the war. Now for our first look at our weather, meteorologist Jenna Petracci. Jenna.
Well, Dee, we definitely had a stormy Sunday, but now things are looking good. So as we start out with our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam here at Television Park, we do have a mix of sun and clouds today. Temperatures are cooler. We're sitting in the 80s for the most part. 86 in Augusta, 88 in Aiken. Bamberg, you're at 89. Millen only at 84. 87 in Wrightsville and 85 in Waynesboro. And on top of that, we're no longer seeing those very high dew points in the mid-70s. A lot of us seeing dew points in the low 60s. So we have this drier air moving into our northern counties. However, down towards the south, still a little bit more humid as we have some rain on the way. So notice these flashing polygons there. Those are special weather statements. So those storms are strong right now, but as they move up towards the north, I'm expecting them to weaken. So some light rain possible overnight, but over the next few hours, we're keeping it dry. We'll be at 80 by 9 p.m. And then looking ahead, we will see those rain chances every single day, especially tomorrow, a 60% chance of showers and storms. Then as we go into Friday, things could get interesting as I am watching the tropics. I'll have more details on that coming up, but back to you, Dee.
Okay, we'll see in a few minutes. The United Kingdom is looking to pass. Coming up, we're taking a look at the weekend box office, which movie is the highest grossing music biopic, and what movie took the #1 spot over the weekend. It's new and trending up next.
And we had some rainfall yesterday, especially up in Columbia County where we had those storms. Here's a look now at our Live Viper 6 neighborhood network powered by Tempest. You can see around a ½ inch to 3/4 of an inch there in Columbia County. And if you want to know more about our neighborhood network powered by Tempest, take a moment to scan this QR code or go to WJBF.com for more information.
This week, the difficult. Good Morning Augusta, weekday mornings on News Channel 6.
Marks a fighter you can trust.
Good Morning Augusta, weekday mornings on News Channel 6.
Welcome back, everyone. It's time now for a look at what's trending. American model and reality TV host Tyra Banks is now suing Netflix for defamation. Banks says the streaming service and the directors of its docuseries Reality Check Inside America's Next Top Model manipulated her interviews to create a false narrative. The lawsuit says selective edits and deliberate cuts suggest the top model creator allowed a contestant to be assaulted, used it for ratings, then evaded questions about it. Banks contends she wasn't told or asked about the assault during her 3.5 hours of interviews. She's seeking damages and to block her image from being used on a related album. People on social media are split on the choice. Some say, quote, didn't she edit creatively for her show? Others agree with Banks. Well, did you know watching the World Cup could be beneficial to your mental and physical health? A psychologist from... And that's all the time we have for what's trending, but we still have Jenna's full forecast coming your way right after this break. Stay tuned.
Giving your best on News Channel 6. Amazing people doing amazing things for our community. That's what Giving Your Best represents. Everyday heroes making a difference right here in the CSRA.
Do you know a local volunteer who goes the extra mile to help others? Nominate them for the Giving Your Best Award at WJBF.com/GYD.
Giving Your Best on News Channel 6. Proudly sponsored by Science Go, Piedmont Augusta, and Security Federal Bank.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. The law firm you hire after an accident might be one of the most important decisions of your life. Some insurance companies may deny, delay, defend, hoping to wear you down. Some firms may not be able to afford the fight. Not us. With over $30 billion recovered, we're ready for that fight. We were built for that fight. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
The Coffee Club on News Channel 6, sponsored by Brown Electric.
I'm Judge Penny Brown Reynolds. A civil rights leader, pastor, and former top official in Joe Biden's administration. And I'm running to be your next Secretary of State. Generations of civil rights leaders did not march, protest, and fight for our votes to get hauled away by Donald Trump. I'm Judge Penny Brown.
Bathroom remodel. It is a Viper 6 alert day as we track severe weather.
The live Viper 6 weather team is coverage you can count on for the entire CSRA. The CSRA's favorite news app is now even better with easier access to local news, weather, and live streaming video. Download the News Channel 6 mobile app. Now, your most accurate forecast with WJBF Live Viper 6.
Welcome back. You're taking a live look at our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam over at Augusta Regional Airport. It is mostly cloudy. We've overall had a mix of sun and clouds today with cooler temperatures and some drier air that's moved in. Winds are coming out of the west at 11 miles per hour. And as for those temperatures, we're in the mid-80s, only feeling like 88. Dew points are around 10 degrees lower than they were over the weekend. So we're out of that heat wave. You can say goodbye to the mid-90s. You can say goodbye to the heat index being over 100, at least for now. We're switching gears here, and this week we're going to be talking a lot about the rain, and we'll have that coming up in just a moment. But 90 right now in Lincolnton, the rest of us in the 80s. We have this stalled frontal boundary across the area, low pressure around Louisiana, and then a lot of rain stretching across the Gulf Coast. So there are a couple special weather statements here within these storms to the south of us. Even those are starting to go away now and expire. So these storms are overall weakening, so you don't have to worry about anything tonight like what we saw yesterday. And then same deal for tomorrow. Most of it's going to be a light rain, some pockets of heavier rain possible here and there with a few thunderstorms as well. And as for those temperatures, still on the cooler side in the low 80s. So here's our unsettled weather setup for tomorrow. We have this low pressure system combined with a lot of tropical moisture coming in. That means an increased chance of flash flooding from around central Alabama down towards the Texas coast. And we'll have that widespread rain with a few storms here in the CSRA, like I mentioned, but I'm not concerned about flooding or severe weather for us. Now, we are tracking the tropics. We have this broad area of low pressure around the border of Mexico and Texas. This is expected to emerge back into the Gulf, and it has a very short window of potential strengthening into our first named storm of the season. 50% chance of that over the next week. Now, regardless of that, if it becomes a named storm or not, it is going to be an area of low pressure that's going to merge with a frontal boundary, and that's going to make for this very wet setup. So let's walk you through our futurecast. Here's tonight at 6 p.m. We are dry over the next few hours. Overnight, we'll have some light rain showers. You may hear a rumble of thunder, but nothing significant expected. And then same deal for our Tuesday, a bit more widespread as we go into the afternoon, some pockets of heavier rain, thunder and lightning, but not like anything we had yesterday. Now for Wednesday, think of a typical summertime day, showers and storms. It will be a little bit hotter with more sunshine, but low rain chances overall for our Wednesday. Now Thursday, things become a bit dicey. We're still going to be watching this system, so that low pressure moving inland. There's the possibility this could speed up a little bit and start to bring us some impacts on Thursday. But as of now, our computer model is showing it go a little bit up more towards the north, and there's that frontal boundary I'm talking about. So this is just going to bring a lot of rain, some breezy conditions, especially as far east as around Alabama. Now you can see there's some significant weakening as it gets closer to our area. Still some uncertainty with this, of course, and we will keep a close eye on it and keep you updated as we go into the end of the week. But I definitely have that higher rain chance again on Friday from that system, and our rainfall totals here could get up to around 1.5 inches, maybe 2.5 inches. You can see we're kind of just on the cutoff there of some more significant rainfall, but where we're expecting the more higher threat of flash flooding is going to be around central Alabama down towards the Texas coastline. So here's our 10-day forecast. We're going to see the chance of showers and storms each day up until Saturday morning. Then dry for Father's Day. It will be hot, around 90 degrees. And then we'll see some slight rain chances every day next week. So I do think with all of this rain, Dee, that'll really help show some improvement with our drought monitor.
But despite the rain, don't let that stop you from getting out to vote.
Yes, very true.
That's right. All right, thanks so much. Coming up, a ballet going viral, not for the performance of the dancers, but for a cat. We'll have the story after the break.
Attention homeowners, story.
The CSRA's favorite news app is now even better with easier access to local news, weather, and live streaming video. Download the News Channel 6 mobile app.
Well, you heard the phrase, the show must go on. Well, for a ballet performance of Romeo and Juliet in Turkey, they had to do just that. Once a cat made its way on stage, and it looks like the cat was playing and having a good time. The cat appeared just as Juliet realized Romeo's fate. The feline seemed really concerned for Romeo, clawing at its head in the final scene. The dancers tried to move Romeo away, as you saw, from the cat so they could continue the performance. The cat eventually decided to leave him alone and climb onto one of the other props. But the cat was, Romeo, you okay? Romeo, Romeo, where art thou? My Romeo, wake up, Romeo. Cat's like, oh well. Oh, our director Jared is so hilarious. It's Romeo. The cat's like, well, you all don't want me to play with y'all. I'll just go up here. That's our time for now. We have more coverage you can count on, of course, at 6, including a look at who is up for the runoff elections tomorrow, what voters should know before casting their vote. We have that and more coming up next with Brad Main. Stay tuned.
Closed captioning on News Channel 6 is sponsored by Hearing Associates of South Carolina. Get the latest video in one click at WJBF.com.
Giving your best on News Channel 6. Amazing people doing amazing things for our community. That's what giving your best represents. Everyday heroes making a difference right here in the CSRA.
Do you know a local volunteer who goes the extra mile to help others? Nominate them for the Giving Your Best Award at WJBF.com/GYB.
Giving your best on News Channel 6. Proudly sponsored by Science Go, Piedmont Augusta, and Security Federal Bank.